Hey everyone, we're here at Wheatstock 2017, backstage with Gnarly Davidson, who just finished up their set. How are you guys feeling after your set?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, man.
Good. Yeah, you guys brought a lot of energy. I mean, I've been back here working, but I could hear just, it sounded great. So, are you guys from the Wichita area?
I was born in Wichita.
We are from Lawrence.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So do you guys come down to Wichita to play shows a lot, or mainly stay in the Lawrence area?
At least a few times a year. Yeah, I'd probably say maybe 4 or 6 times a year.
Okay. How is the music scene different from Lawrence than it is in Wichita?
I think I don't know very many Wichita bands, but I think there's a lot of similarities more than there are differences.
I guess I'll go over a couple basic questions. So, how long have you guys been a band?
Is it
3.5 years?
3.5 years.
Have you guys been doing music before Gnarly Davidson?
Yeah, we've all been in bands for a long time. Sam was in bands in the Wichita area, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
my brother and I played in a band called Jabber Josh,
Okay.
and we played there a lot. And I don't know, just a bunch of I played in Weather's Happening for a little bit with
Okay.
Dan Davis, Casey, and Joe Ross. It was really awesome. So.
Okay. Where did you guys get your name, Gnarly Davidson?
I worked at the pawn shop in Lawrence for a while, one of them, and there was this lady selling some biker vests and leathers, and I was just thinking that she was a pretty gnarly lady, and she said Harley Davidson at the same time, so it's kind of...
So it's one of those things where you go throughout your day and you hear something and you're like, that sounds like a good band name, but you turned it into an actual...
Yeah, I heard the name, or thought of the name, and then I was hanging flyers for Replay. Sam was working there at the time. It was my first stop. And I said, hey, I thought of this band name. He was like, let's start it. My next stop on the flyer route was Love Garden, where Franklin works. Told him, hey, we need a drummer. He's like, I play drums. And
It ends up we actually live next to each other, and we didn't even really know that.
Really?
yeah, right next door.
So was it kind of if the band name wasn't as cool as Gnarly Davidson, would you have declined the offer to join, or would you have still?
I don't. Man, that's a tough one right there. No, I would say the name was so funny. I was like, we have to start that band. We actually thought about naming the band Fish, but spelled correctly.
Spell it correctly?
F-I-S-H.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not P-H.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also thought about the Terminators for a minute.
Yeah, Terminators, and then Night Court, but K-N-I-G-H-T. Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys plan on going on tour, even though you're venturing just from Lawrence to Wichita? It's not a huge drive, about 3 hours, but do you guys plan on taking it further, going on tour, or?
Yeah, we've been on a few tours. We didn't go this year because we had a bunch of stuff going on, but I would like to go on another tour. We usually go on a tour in the springtime.
Really?
Just around the Midwest.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks around the Midwest sort of thing.
Okay. Do you guys stay in your tour van, or do you do hotels, or how is that experience?
Sleep on floors and couches usually of people who are nice enough to let us do that.
Local bands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we have friends, that live just in those towns, and it's like, oh yeah, you can totally stay.
Friends or family, yeah.
So do you guys have any advice for any of the, because like I mentioned, there's a lot of upcoming bands really new wanting to get into not only making music, but it's kind of a distant goal for them to go on tour. A lot of bands I've spoken to, that's one of their goals to do. So do you have any tips on that?
Just keep asking people. It's in the beginning with this band, you just play a bunch of shows. Every band that comes through town, play with them, because not that they owe you, but then you're okay, I'm gonna come through your town. Could you help me set up a show? And it's just a network of people. You build it up, you meet friends, and I mean, half the time we'll hit up a band we played with, and it's they set up a show, but half the time it's a band that we partied with all night, and it's we're excited to see them again, Yeah. So it's really just building a big, and then sending out 100 emails per venue.
cities,
It's just ridiculous.
Have you guys had any bad experiences while touring, or any venues that were any crazy memories, or?
Hell yeah, man.
What can we get into here?
Yeah. How long we got?
What? Yeah, what comes to mind? Gooski's was pretty weird in Pittsburgh, but it wasn't actually that bad of a show.
Yeah, the power was out for like an hour and a half or something before the show in like the whole part of the city that we were in.
Oh yeah, and like the big dive bar that was like across town where every band played was going out of business that night.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
So
that last
literally,
show, so.
literally everybody was there. Literally nobody showed up at that show.
Yeah, I remember.
Even one of the players from the band that played with us left before we played to go to that other bar.
Wow. That is crazy.
Oh right, and it was also during the NHL playoffs. We were in Pittsburgh, and
Pittsburgh
and the
lost.
Penguins lost a game right before we played.
Yeah.
So like nobody was happy.
Yeah, people were pissed.
Oh no.
I remember the ping pong tables, and then you see the paddles, and they're completely broken, so you
Yeah.
couldn't even play. Like,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Dang.
yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a pretty grody bar, for sure.
Yeah. What was it? Detroit was pretty ridiculous. I got a beer can thrown at my head
Really?
by the band that was playing after us.
What?
Yeah, they weren't very nice.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice. Yeah.
But hey, we'll give it another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can we reach you guys if we want to listen to some new Gnarly Davidson? Where?
Well, you can listen to us on Bandcamp, through Gnarly Davidson, I think LFK on Bandcamp, and then on Facebook and Twitter and all that, Instagram.
Okay. So, all right, I guess that was the interview. If you want to go ahead and wave at that camera, that's the plug camera. Just like, see you guys later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.